So welcome back, and what you're gonna do now is we're gonna set up the navigation here. So let's keep it simple, let's keep it fast. So the first thing you have to do here for our navigation between composable screens, we have to set up the structure that is responsible to make this navigation. So let's create here a package like navigation one. I'll show you a cool way to do this. We can talk about the newer way that it was released this year, navigation 3 and advanced video. But here we are in the introductory class, so let's keep it simple. So we can create a package here called navigation, and let's create another package here called screens, like this. So here in the package navigation is where the magic will happen and where we're going to make the setup. So we can create here, for example, let's create a movie screens here, movie screens, where you're gonna to map all our screens here. So whenever you add a new screen, this is the place where you're going to inform your app that, oh, I have new screens. So let's create this in one class here, like this. And here I'm going to create two screens for now. So let's create the home screen here, like this. We still don't have this, but we're gonna have. So the home screens and the detail screens, like this. And after this, we're going to create a companion object here. So companion object, let's call a function inside here. Let's create a function inside here called from roach, like this, and the road is this subscribe before this, and I will explain you in 1 second what's happening here. So else we can just throw a legal here. So okay, what's happening here? We are checking this from roach here, and we're checking if whenever this home screen name is before this substring here, that's this how, we check is like a site here. So we just check if this name we call this is the home screen, and if the tail screen name we say it's the tail screen. If it's a no, we just go to the home screen, and if it's none of these or not no, something's wrong happen here. So you can just say that is a legal argument, and we throw this error for us. So nothing will happen. We're just going to see this error here. It will be clear in the practice, and you see why this is for and why we did this. I think it is much easier than I just try to explain you in a simpler way here. So okay, so now in the navigation, let's create a movie navigation here. So here you can create a cotton case file. Let's create a movie, like this, movie navigation, like this. And this is where the things really matters here. So let's create a composable, like this, and let's create a function called movie navigation, like this. Okay, and okay, we need here a nav controller that's control everything that happens in our navigation. So how do you do this? You just create a variable here called nav controller, like this, and this remember nav controller here. We don't have this, we have to make the import here. So you can just click here at add dependency on Android navigation composer and port. What this is gonna do is that this is going to our build Gradle and add the dependency here for our navigation. So you can see that it's added here the navigation library here and add the library here for us and already make the import. So if you don't have this, just pause the video here, copy this one if you can't do the way I did. So put this number version here, mention it here, add this one, and in the build.creator from the app, you can make the implementation here like this. You can get it too in the GitHub that I link in this description, and please subscribe. So let's keep going here. So where now we're creating here the nav host, like it's saying here. This is where the navigation really matters or really happens in this case. So we import this nav host here. You have to pass the nav controller that we just created with this remember nav controller, and our start destination, whatever we start our app, the home screen names that comes from what you created it here, you'll be our first screen. So whenever we start our application, this will be the screen that we're showing to the user in this case. So how do you do this? So it's by the composables. So you can say this is a composable, for example, and we would pass here, for example, the roach one. So the roach would be, for example, the home screen. So whenever the roach is equals the home screen names, then we just do the navigation for our screen. So probably we'll do something like this: home screen, nav controller, and this works fine. This is what we have to do, but we don't have this home screen yet. So you don't want for the home screen here and the detail screens, and if you add more screens, you should add here too, so the navigations can happen. I will separate this to another video, so see you soon.